Yo, I'm back, and I've got another early bird product for you. It's their new mod. I say their new mod like they've had many out, but this is their first mod they've released. It's the Harrier mod, and it features a DNA 60C chip. Feel free to pause this to read the little card from them there. And here are the instructions. Feel free to pause if you want to have a closer look at any of those. It's nothing too out there. If you've been vaping a while, you'll understand what you need to do. I do like that where it's talking about, the recommended batteries to use. That's brilliant. They seem to go out of their way to give as much information as possible, which you don't see from any other manufacturer that I've come across anyway. And the first two products they have been, at least anyway. So yeah, it's a good start from early bird for me. So with the kit, you get the battery tube, as the device takes 21700s and 18650s. You get an extra battery cap for the 21700 battery, and you get a little baggie of spares there, as you've seen. And obviously a USB cable that they've actually labeled as a transfer cable, which is again brilliant. Sort of discourage people to use it to charge, which you really shouldn't do with a removable battery device. I've also got the battery cap in matte black to match the device, as you've seen. And this is what you get with it. 18500, 18650 and a 21700 cap. And you get this little plate that's already attached to one of them that you can pop onto the other ones. Allow just a little bit of customization, which is always good in my opinion, as long as it doesn't ruin the performance. So as you saw, you get the two knurled battery caps with the device. Sorry, that was my phone going there. So yeah, you get a knurled one with the device, as you've seen. And you get the other design ones, the banded ones, I suppose we could call that, with the battery cap kit. And you also get the 18500 battery cap with the battery cap kit. You don't get one of those included with the device. So here's me just measuring things up. What battery cap do I want to use? Which one looks best? Do I want to put the metal plate under the branded plate here or not? And at first I was preferring the look of the knurled battery cap, but I think I decided, due to the banding around the tank, the banded battery cap is a good look, especially when you take that metal plate from underneath the branded plate on the top, the actual early bird logo, that silver plate. You take that out and it looks cool, I reckon. So that's what I went for. As you can see, quite a compact little device, with a less than usual form factor, less than usual shape to it, but is incredibly comfortable. I'm left-handed, and this device is one of the best I've felt in my hand. It feels like it was designed to be used by a left-hander as opposed to a right-hander, because you want the fire button to face you. Well, I do anyway. And if you're having it that way around, the sloped edge is in the palm of your hand, which is just brilliant if that's in your left hand, because if you're holding it in your right hand with the fire button facing you, you've got the straight edge in your palm. So this feels more solid, more solid is probably the best word to use in your hand when holding it in the left hand, for me personally anyway, but that's because I have the fire button facing me. So slapped a 21700 battery in it there. Just going through all the settings. This is the DNA 60C chip. I'm not going to go into the chip and all the features and stuff like that, but you can plug it into e-cig, customize it to however you want, that the software allows, at least anyway. 60 watts of power, color screen, and all the usual DNA things going off with the menus and such. It is reading resistance there, which I found a bit odd. Don't know why. was reading resistance at 0.72 ohms, but there was nothing on there. It's a very, very good looking device. And from images, I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger. It's not very dainty, but it's definitely a smaller device, as you can see. But it's one of the more sophisticated looking devices, very sleek, especially in the murdered out black that I've got there. I'm just going through the menus there. You can change the wattage, change the temperature control mode and whatnot. Have a search for DNA 60. See mods. People out there would do a better job of explaining the intricacies of DNA chips than I would, because I just use them to deliver power and that's about it. So that is the device with Early Bird's Sparrow RTA on the top, and I think that is a damn good looking combo. If Batman used all of these devices, it would be this. I personally feel. So with the Sparrow RTA, I got the MTL kit, the proper MTL kit as they call it, but I haven't had an opportunity to use it. So with me getting my hands on a Harrier, I thought I'd pull out the MTL kit for the Sparrow, because I want to use the Sparrow on the device obviously, and give the proper MTL kit a go with the smallest airflow pin, which was the 0.8 millimeter airflow pin, as you saw there. So I need to just strip the device down and change the pin in the bottom of the device. So you need to take the 510 pin out the bottom, because the 510 pin is actually your airflow pin. Yes, you have the airflow control at the top of the tank, but the air that actually comes up from underneath the deck is dictated by the amount of air is dictated by whatever airflow pin you put in there. So yeah, I've gone for the 0.8, which is the smallest one they have. Expecting a really, really tight draw. There is only one way you can put the deck back in, because it's got straight edges, or two straight sides on it, and then there's two straight sides in the base. So you don't have to worry about making sure it's in the right way. You can only put it in the right way. Making sure I've got the MTL inner chamber there. So on the left is the RDL chamber, on the right was the MTL chamber, and you can see it's just a little bit more reduced, as it would need to be to provide a better MTL experience. I'll just notice there's a little bit of juice in the 510 part of the mod there. So clear that out with some blue roll, good old blue roll, every vapor's best friend. And I'm going to be using some coils by C-Nut. These are some MTL aliens he's knocked up for me. I think I had some in the shop as well, to be fair. 1.2 ohms. Again, going for a really tweaked MTL experience. So I've got some higher resistance coils, like most people are MTLing on 0.6s to 0.8s these days in borrowed devices and MTL RTAs. But you can still get hold of the old school MTL resistances with your aliens and stuff like that, if you know the right people. So if you do want to know one of the right people, then hit up Lewis Tuck on Facebook at C-Nut Coils. Very, very heavily recommend his coils, especially his 27s. Put the coil legs through the post. I've had to unwrap it slightly because the posts are both on the same side. And because I've had to unwrap it slightly, I did loosen the coil. So now that I've tightened the legs down in the posts, I'm going to pull the coil away from the posts a bit, and that will reduce or retighten the wraps around that 2.5mm rod that I've got there. And then once I've sort of tightened the wraps back up, push the legs back through because there'll be longer legs now, and then retighten them, and jobs are good. And that is fitting the coil on a Sparrow tank, whether that's in the MTL configuration or RDL or however you want to use it. Very, very simply done. Just making sure those screws are tightened down. And now I'm noticing I'm not getting any connection. Even us major vape nerds make mistakes sometimes. And I'll be honest with you, the build you're going to see me put in this RTA right now was one of those mistakes, because since refilling it after recording this video, I'm getting nothing but gurgling and like a flooding of the deck, and I've re-wicked it a couple of times, so I do need to really nail the wicking for the MTL version of the Sparrow. There we go, tightened up the 510 pin at the bottom as you saw me just do there. It's now reading the resistance at 1.1 ohms, which is close enough for me to get going, as the coil should be reading around 1.2. Now that I know it's reading okay, I'm going to trim the legs off. Set it to a low wattage. Just start pulsing it and stroking it. Now, because it's a very dainty, well not dainty, but fragile coil, really high gauge wire used to make it, you've got to be careful when strumming it. As you can see, I'm just very lightly strumming it there, but it is moving the coil around quite a lot. And these kinds of coils aren't as easy to wick as well. They're less forgiving with the cotton put in. You put a little bit too much cotton in, it's going to deform that coil as you try to pull the cotton through. And if you're too aggressive when strumming or squeezing your coils when dry firing them, like I am here, it's very easy to deform the coil, so just be extra careful. That's nothing against Lewis's coils at C0, that's just if you want a really high resistance alien coil, it's going to be a fragile coil or a more fragile coil. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. But I've strummed and squeezed all of the hot spots out. It's firing nice and evenly now, so let's get onto the wicking. Been using forged cotton by Puffwick for a while now, and it's, out of all of the cottons I've tried since Cotton Gods, it's the best one. It is the best one. It's on par with Cotton Gods for me. I haven't tried silver or SLVR, that's one that people keep telling me, and I have been recommended some other cottons to try on previous videos when asking, and I haven't got around to trying all of those. But whilst I've got a pack of forged, I'm gonna use it because I'm enjoying it. And that first amount of cotton you saw me take off there wasn't enough. That cotton just slid straight through the coil as you saw, so now I'm pulled off a little bit more cotton and I'm just decompressing the cotton a bit. Pulled a bit off in my poor judgment, thinking that there was too much on there, but now feeling it, I can feel that I needed that exact amount, so put it back on. Twist up one end and let's get threading, or try to anyway. I believe this bugged me if I remember correctly. It's been 4 or 5 days since recording the video to recording this voiceover now, so, and in those 4 or 5 days I've tried re-wicking this 3 times and I'm still not having much luck with it. I did struggle with it in RDL form, to be fair. I had to call on the knowledge of the guys from Early Bird to figure out how to get it wicked and figure out what the problems was, and I got it working fine. But now that I've gone to this MTL configuration, feels like I'm back to square one with it, but it's part of the fun. It's part of the fun. It does perform very well once you get it working right. Flavor is very, very good in the RDL form anyway, and the flavor was fantastic for the short while it was working for me in NTL before it started flooding. So I imagine once I've got the wicking down right, I'm going to be right at home. Once you know how to wick a tank, you know how to wick a specific tank, don't you? You just carry on the same each time. So I've just been combing out the excess cotton there. I tend to prefer to comb out as much as possible rather than just straight cut it, even though it's the excess. I don't know why, it just feels like the right thing to do. It tends to work for me most of the time, at least anyway. So I was sent these scissors, these used razor, I think they're called Razor's Edge or Razor scissors. I was sent them by somebody, Roy, big up you, Roy, that got himself a new pair, so I said I can have the old ones. I was a bit skeptical of these branded scissors because they're quite expensive. But I tell you, they cut cotton like a dream. It is satisfying as hell to cut cotton with those razor scissors. So once I have cut the cotton down to size, just comb out a little bit more, only on the very ends of the tails. Wicking this because I'm not too confident with it now. I'm trying to do what I've been told to do rather than what I have figured out to do, because what I figured out to do hasn't worked. So I'm just doing it how I've been told to do it. But obviously I'm still not getting it right, but it is what it is. It should look something like this once it's done. If you've managed to crack the wicking on this tank so you can have it consistently good, then do let me know, because once I have, on the odd occasions I've got it working well, the flavor is sublime. Just don't have as much time as I used to sit and play and continuously re-wick these days. Getting busier at the shop. I just need to seek instruction from somebody that can just do it right rather than just try various different ways to figure out how to do it right myself. I do miss the good old days where I could just stand around in the shop and just re-wick anything multiple times and just really master any specific techniques or ways to do it that was required, but nowadays it's not the case, and I'm not bitter about that. So yeah, we're tucking them in. As you've seen, so you want to cut the cotton to, well, I've cut the cotton to where the base is. So you just hold the scissors against the base and just snip the cotton that long. I'm using an Aramaxi tobacco flavor because it's OG Aramaxi and it's one of my favorite tobacco, but probably is my favorite tobacco flavor to use. So yeah. What you're seeing me doing there is pouring a bit of juice in the base, because that's where the juice is naturally going to meet the cotton once the tank is all put back together. And if I don't see it soaking up the cotton from there now, it's probably not going to soak up the cotton from there once I put the tank back together and have to strip it all down again. But as you can see, it is soaking up the side of that cotton just fine. So finish off wicking it up or saturating the cotton. Just notice the O-ring's missing from the top of that chimney for the inner chamber. It is in the pack, just came off, so just squeezing back on. And I don't know if you saw my video on the Sparrow, but I've explained how the Sparrow works and what those holes are and where the airflow works and everything like that. If you are interested in seeing that from me, go back and watch that video. I'll probably put one of those little links to it somewhere. So I'm trying there to see if I can get that disc on the underside of the top cap to spin, because that caused a problem for a lot of people with this tank. On the regular top cap, that's the mouth to lung top cap that I've got there. But on the regular one, you need to make sure that disc that I was trying to spin on the underside of the cap, the top cap, is tight, because if it isn't, you're not going to be able to get the top cap back on. And a lot of people, myself included, had issues with that. And it was Brian at Early Bird that explained to me, you just need to make sure that that disc there is tightened up. So I was just seeing if it was tight or loose there. It seemed to be very tight. And so I'm just trying to make sure I'm going to be able to get the top cap on the tank now, and I wasn't able to close it, as you can see, and I'm still not able to close it, but I am able to close it in a moment once I put the tank back together. I don't understand why. Honestly, I don't understand why I struggle when the tank is in pieces to put that top cap on, but then once the tank is put back together, there we go, it is on. I was putting a bit of force on that, but I didn't need to. I was putting force on that because I assumed I would have to, but it turns out it just closed. So getting the mouth to lung drip tip out. I've been enjoying using the Sparrow. The only thing that pulls it back is it's not very forgiving as a tank. If you don't use it how it wants to be used, you're going to have trouble just putting it together, let alone the wicking. Luckily, it can't leak because it's top airflow and it doesn't leak, but you can get flooding and drink juice up through the drip tip. So I'm just trying to get to focus on the wattage and the resistance so you can see that, but it's 1.28, which is what it should be coming out at ish, so it's all good. And I'm running it at 20 watts there. So the mod, not much I can say about the mod. It delivers power very, very well. It's very, very comfortable to use. It's very, very good looking. So I suppose there is stuff I can say about the mod. Yeah, I can say all of that about the mod. It sort of hits the mark for everything that I need it to hit from a mod. I would prefer it to be a touch bigger in the hands, just a little bit, for my personal tastes, but it doesn't feel too small. Especially for me when I've got that sloped edge of the device in the palm of my hand, and I've got my hand wrapped around it like that. It's just the most natural feeling to hold device I think I've used, other than the Asmodus Minikon V2. So here's me getting really excited about that slope. So yeah, when I put it in my left hand, as you can see, that fire button facing to me, that sloped edge is in the palm of your hand. And that juicy bit at the base of your thumb sort of compensates for the space that the slope is freeing up. So it feels like it's just a solid straight down mod in your hand, but more than a solid straight down mod would, if that makes sense. Yeah, I like it. I like the mod. I'm going to be using it a lot, or not at all, because I don't want to risk scratching it because it's beautiful. Now the tank, the Sparrow, it is a good tank. It is a good tank. I was expecting the mouth to lung, the proper mouth to lung kit, to provide a more of a mouth to lung experience. I'm not going to lie. That 0.8 mil airflow pin did not force me to purse up my mouth as much as I was expecting to. It did feel a bit looser than I was expecting it to, and that is a bit of a shame because I wanted something very tight. But I'm not talking about the tank here, I'm talking about the mod. Anyway, the mod is brilliant. The only drawback for the mod is the price, as you can see me talking out there. It is a bit pricey. If you have the money to spare for one of these, go out and get one. Honestly, just it's brilliant. I like it so much. I've not come across any problems yet, but if you need to budget your vape, then there are other options out there that can do the same job, just not look as cool or feel as comfortable. Peace.